Broadcasting from Slough. Streaming around the world.
This is Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio. Oh, yeah. Playing the music you want to hear.
The podcast.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
Hello, welcome to episode 112 of the Atom Radio Drive Time Best Bits podcast. And here we are at the end of November, coming towards the end of lockdown 2 as well. Obviously, 99% of the UK, however, at the end of lockdown 2 goes into either tier 2 or tier 3. So you're either in like 99% of lockdown or 90% of lockdown, 99% of the country. Although we are told by our illustrious leader, we must not think that this is a continuation of lockdown. Who's the 1% who get the lucky side of it anyway? On the podcast this week, episode 112 includes Christmas coming too early on the radio, wastes of money and bargains on shopping, as it was Black Friday yesterday, the day before this podcast is released, and also ingenious life hacks. All that and more on the podcast, episode 112. Get ready to enjoy. AtomRadio.co.uk. Over the weekend, I was yesterday moving stuff. I did mention earlier that I spent yesterday like clearing my bedroom at home. This meant taking stuff to the dump, like moving stuff around the house that's staying, taking stuff that's not staying to the dump. And it meant that I had to borrow a car because my car doesn't have seats that fold down, being a saloon car. I had to borrow one that does and take the stuff to the dump. And this was all good, other than the fact that in this car, the radio was tuned to a radio station that I wouldn't normally listen to. And I did 2 runs to the dump, okay? And on run number 1, we had a Christmas song playing. And on the way back from run number 1, the presenter smugly saying, yeah, I'll be playing another one in the next hour. This is November 22nd. And then sure enough, literally by the time I get the second load loaded up, we're into the next hour. And another Christmas song. Is it not too early? I mean, it's bad enough, that social media is flooded with pictures of, oh, look, I've put my Christmas tree up. And if you do go in shops, essential shops for essential shopping, you get Christmas songs. But to have them on the radio on the 22nd of November, that is a bit much, isn't it?
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
We're talking about today the biggest amounts of money that you have ever wasted. Thank you, Jason, for your email. My wife was telling me for months and months and months that we should buy a caravan. So we did. This was 2 years ago. The thing has not moved off the drive yet since we bought it. Does that count as a waste of money? Definitely.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
What are the biggest things that you have wasted money on? I have to say, this hasn't quite worked out how I thought it would, because it seems to have turned now into a husband versus wife, boyfriend versus girlfriend, absolute bashing, in that Nikki says, my boyfriend wasted an absolute fortune on a toolbox and filled it with tools, yet he won't do a single job that I ask him to do around the house.
Mark Denholm. AtomRadio.co.uk.
Social media users have taken online to share their ingenious life hacks, and I must admit, I do like the first one that's been shared here. This is a situation where 2 kids are asleep in a bunk bed with 1 fan. So what have the parents done? They have put a pair of tracksuit bottoms or jogging pants if you're in America, on the fan, and they've pointed one at the top bunk and one at the bottom bunk, the legs that is. So the air blows in and then some goes up, some goes down, and both are happy in their bunk beds. Very, very clever. How about a workman in an unknown location filled up what looks to be a gin bottle with water and used it as a spirit level because they didn't have one? Some people are so clever. This I don't get, though. A person believed to be from the UK shared a snap after gluing a bit of carpet to each of the pedals on their bike to make them more comfortable. Surely you'd be using shoes anyway.
Mark Denholm. atomradio.co.uk.
The best bargain that you have acquired so far this Black Friday. I absolutely love this. Love this from Dean. My wife has told me she's bought a new TV with a Black Friday deal, which wouldn't be so bad, but she did exactly the same thing last year. We don't need a new TV. Well, are you going to tell her, Dean? Are you going to tell her? Or are you just going to, put it up when it arrives? I know which I would do if I was you, just to keep the peace.
atomradio.co.uk.
You know what? I do have in my head, and I have said this before, I have an invention in my head. I have no idea how to bring it to fruition. It is ingeniously simple, but I think it would be amazing. I certainly would use it a lot, and I think a lot of other people would as well. I'm not going to say any more because one day I hope to bring this to life, and then hopefully I will be able to retire a very, 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 very rich man. But some of those life hacks, though, they are quite good too. I will give you that as well. All these people that developed them, thumbs up to you. Episode 112 of the podcast is done. Tuesday will be the 1st of December. So that's to look forward to, depending on when you're listening to this. If you would like to nominate a song to be our first Christmas song just after 3 on the 1st of December, on air at atomradio.co.uk, then you've got to listen in at 3 to find out if your song choice made it or not. Thank you so much for checking out this podcast, episode 113 next week.
Atom Radio. Ooh, yeah. Playing the music you want to hear.
Check out the show back on Monday on atomradio.co.uk, and don't forget you can subscribe on iTunes, on Spotify and on Google as well. Keep yourself well.
Atom Radio.